All right, that means we're live. What is up? What's up, everybody? I apologize for the delay. It is the best spot, Kid Smooth, and we are back with episode 18, Play Xbox Podcast. That is my intro for today. Gaming Addict, please.
What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here. I don't have the chat up, so I can't see anyone talking. But that's all. You know, kids probably gonna get on to me for having no intro, but fuck it.
Jez.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Jez7780 on the Twitter, and glad to be back to playing Xbox. Kid Smooth kept me around.
I don't like the rumor that I was going to kick you off just for because you've been on the deep end against Microsoft lately, but
I've been a little critical.
Yeah.
Don't you like how people have been recruiting him and putting him on podcasts because of his?
Yeah, I want some.
Shout out to Kofi.
I want some royalties. Kofi, you owe me some royalties.
I'm sure you know how BG feels now when Kofi be snatching his people up.
And speaking of BG, I told you guys I have a guest in the house tonight. Had to save one of the best for last. The founder of Weapon Wheel Podcast. What's up, BG?
What's going on, everybody? BG Weapon Wheel. You already know.
All right, so BG, you know you have the reputation of being like the worst guest, like when it comes to podcasts.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I already know about it. Like you said, I have the reputation of being a bad guest.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I never heard this before.
Never?
Nah.
I don't think anybody would actually tell you. But I haven't had you as the last time I had you as a guest was when I used to do Let's Talk Games, but I didn't think you were a bad guest. But I'm just saying.
Who said this before? I'm curious now.
Attic, you ever heard that?
Yeah, I've heard it. We won't go into who said it, but I've heard it.
But
it's weird. I'm really interested, not because I'm gonna like say something to the person. I really want to know now, because like everybody I've been on, they always seem like they wanted me back, and I haven't been on that many podcasts.
Nah, you haven't. Hold on. I don't know, BG.
I mean, you have to tell me other words, afterwards.
Yeah, you beat Cuphead.
Yeah, last night.
Last night. That's awesome. Sorry, everybody's beating Cuphead. No, I didn't beat it.
I don't think he's got past the second place.
I haven't got past the second world.
That's the first good game that's come out for Xbox in a long time, and you ain't beat it.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna cherish shit. I'm going to slowly get through. I'm gonna play. You know, hopefully get through one boss a day. So in the event that there's no other good game, at least I can make that one last as long as it possibly can. So that's my excuse.
Sounds like the nonsense people were saying for Quantum Break.
Quantum Break was a decent game. I enjoyed it. I played through it.
No, it was a fine game, but it was like 6-7 hours, and people were like, "Oh, it lasts like 20 hours for me." I'm like, if you don't get your dumb ass out of here, lying ass.
There's no way Quantum Break should last 20 hours for me. It probably together took me 20 hours to beat it through like the 2.5 playthroughs I did.
Because they were saying they were playing like 20 minutes each day to savor it. Like,
oh my god,
like, this ain't a fucking. It's not a fucking steak. It's a video game. What are you talking about?
That is crazy. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We here later. Just to give you guys a heads up, October is probably gonna be the last month. We'll be doing Planet Xbox on Tuesdays. Going to move away. Probably push one day. Wednesdays 8 p.m. is what I'm aiming for. So because Tuesdays become hectic for me, fighting through traffic, try to get here in time and whatnot. So I apologize for the delay, and but we'll keep you posted. So we're gonna sit back. We're gonna enjoy some of these topics. A lot of things coming out. We know Cuphead's been getting a lot of buzz. Forza 7, some controversy. Shadow of War, some controversy, even though it just came out. So Jez, I'm gonna let you take the stand. I know you had some stuff you wanted to share today on these episodes, and I want to see what you found this week.
Sure, I found I know shout out Cycle Gamer, he'll probably be on a little bit, but he put some topics together. But yeah, I've been looking around, scoping out some topics, and I know one of the biggest hot things that has been coming out is the Forza Motorsport 7 and the GT Sport demo that showed up on PlayStation, and that's kind of the battle of the race car simulations going on. I played the GT Sport demo. And I think it's pretty good. It definitely has some of limited content in it. I think we knew that walking into it. I think Forza is definitely fully fleshed out, and I think that both games look great. However, I do think that Forza definitely looks a lot better with the environments than the GT Sport demo. I think the environments in GT look a little rough. But one thing I did notice in the GT demo that I saw that they actually have the favoring frame rate on it, and it's locked. You cannot activate the full favoring resolution. Now, whether that improves some of the trees that people I know have been zooming in on GT Sport, I think that might be a difference. Also, too, just be prepared for Forza Motorsport battles with GT Sport. That there is some sort of special photo mode in GT Sport where you can actually take the render of the car and put it in real world photographs and make it look incredible. But those are they're real life photographs, but they actually take a digital version of the car and put it in there high res, and it looks incredible in there. But just see those in screenshots, and that's not the gameplay.
Yeah, people are using that to say it's the game, right?
Yeah. I've seen that. And even the demo screen before you went to play it, you see some of those shots. You're like, oh my god, this looks crazy. The cars do look amazing. It depends on how to play. I tried it with the wheel. I definitely feel that versus Project Cars that GT Sport has definitely a tighter feel on the wheel than Project Cars, which kind of goes around. For Forza, they have the excellent force feedback and control that they've always had. Even in Horizon, it's definitely a little bit more realistic in Forza 7 with the Motorsport series. But it's going to be a battle. I know it's going to continue to next week, so we'll probably have to talk about that next week. But and that's about it. And then if you want to go on to the microtransactions of Forza, did anybody else try the GT Sport though?
I tried it out. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Cycle?
What's up? How's it going? Yeah, I tried it out. I think it was a really, really good effort. I think GT Sport looks really good. The background, I guess it's a static background or whatever, but I think it looks really good. But I feel like Forza 7 feels better. It feels more like a driving. It just feels better to me. Like I was playing both of them, and you can't reverse in GT. Like it's
a square button.
It's weird. Oh, it's a square button. Okay,
the square button. Okay, I know.
Gotcha. I just noticed that it just put me back on track. Like it didn't allow me to back up or anything like that. It just kind of lined me.
And know what else
up.
is funny too? There's like a special button dedicated to windshield wipers, which is silly because there's no rain. I thought no weather in GT Sport, but you could activate the windshield wipers.
Weird. It's weird, man. but like sitting here playing it though, it looks great. I just feel like Forza is a little bit more complete.
I mean, GT Sport does look good. I was tweeting about it, but the thing is, the cars they look good. It's like they put all the detail and rendering into the car, and kind of let everything else try to just fade off into the background. But because I know the narrative is that GT Sport looks better than Forza. I like the way Forza look. There is something about GT Sport that does really look good. I can't deny that.
Right.
But the thing is, I can't comment on like the trees and all that stuff because I wasn't really looking at that. I was just really looking at the car when I was racing on it. And whereas I feel like in Forza 7, and I don't own the full game of Forza now. I'm one of those waiting to the X to actually buy it. But the demo, I just like the whole look of like include the environment and the new levels, like the Dubai level, which that's just like so freaking detailed and whatnot. But it looks good. I don't really I don't plan to buy Gran Turismo. The last time I bought a Gran Turismo game, I felt like I threw away $50. So
I'm just trying to find out if I'm tripping. Like, does it feel weird to you? Does it like the game? Does it feel weird, like the steering and stuff like that, or is it just me? Because
no, I have my controls set to common controls for racing. I know you can drive with like the face buttons. I would never do that. But you can. I have it set to what Forza's controls are.
Yeah, the GT Sport ones, you could even use the controller as a steering wheel, like with the motion control too. But I do feel that the controls are definitely, you have much tightness to the road. Like it's really hard to oversteer or understeer, even with all the braking assist off. Like it made me I'm like, wow, I'm really that good. Where in Project Cars, it's like you really gotta really use the brake and gas. Where I felt like in GT, I could just be like holding the gas and I didn't have to worry about oversteering or stuff like that. Unless
that's what it is. Like now, people say that
crazy grip.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and to me, people say that GT is more of a simulator because of the FAA license or whatever it is. But to me, Forza feels more like a sim, and GT feels more arcade. It just feels more. It just feels easier to me. So that's just the way I feel about it. But it is what it is.
I haven't played
Project Cars is all over the place.
I probably haven't played a GT game since it might have been the PS1 or PS2 era, for real. Like, because I don't like racing games. I think they're the most boring genre ever. But when I look at GT, I'm like, why do cars don't move like that? I'm like, cars.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just feels weird. It just looks.
And the camera's weird. The chase camera has to be fixed because you could adjust it, but it's very far away.
When they hit these sharp turns, I'm like, why doesn't the car's wheels actually, or the body of the car turn? It just the car stays straight, but somehow turns at the same time. And I'm like, I can't figure this fucking shit out. Like, how does that happen? Like, it's not real physics.
You're exactly right. When you're playing it, your car does not shift weight. You don't see the car like shifting. But when you look at the replay, you see the car, like the wheels and stuff shift, but you don't feel it when you drive it. I know the replay is but you're right. Your car looks like it's just like almost like pole position. Like it's just staying straight, and the ground is moving.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Cool.
And one of the things that's been a topic, I just feel like out of the blue, like all the games that we had that are coming out like this, like they're coming out in the next couple of weeks, games that are out now, literally just got infiltrated by like loot crates. I feel like we were not eased into this loot crate movement. I feel like they all just like, oh, here you go. Forza, we know Shadow of War, Assassin's Creed, Battlefront, Call of Duty. What else has them?
Shadow,
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
Yes, mentioned that. PUBG, the PUBG's preview has them, right?
Yes, for aesthetics, I think.
What about Fortnite?
Fortnite doesn't have it in Battle Royale, but they do have it in
their initial game, right?
The initial game, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
PUBG is completely cosmetic, and you get that from playing in game. I don't think you could buy them. You can't buy them. I don't believe. No, I don't pay attention enough to it. Like I play PUBG. I'm playing it right now, actually, but I'm pretty sure you can't buy with actual money.
I don't understand like what the uproar is. For me, like this shit has been in here for the longest. Like these loot crates, these DLC, all this shit has always been like not always, but it's been in there for a long time.
See, but I don't
understand.
I don't know what
it is about
like
right
DLC,
now.
I understand that. Like that, I get.
It's all the same shit.
No, but loot crate, like the crate boxes and stuff like that. Like we're earning credits. I've seen it in games, but not to this magnitude. I feel like literally every game that's launching, every big game that we're all looking forward to has it that didn't have it before.
Trend, they're catching on.
And this is the thing too. Like you got to think about it. Like how long have we been paying $60 for games? what was it, 12 years, 13? How long have we been paying $60?
It started in like 05, 06.
So if you think about it, if you take the consumer side out of it, and you're a business, and you've, you know, your price hasn't changed, but your games are becoming more expensive, how do you supplement that cost?
So by taking less content out the game and making
and charging people for it, like unless we as gamers are willing to spend $90, $80, whatever on a single game, like this shit's gonna continue to happen. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I'd rather spend the $60 and have the option to buy the extra shit if I want to, rather than having to spend $90 up front. That's just me personally.
I don't think they would ever try to charge you $90. I don't think they would try that.
What would it be? What do you think would be the fair price from the charge where you get everything and you don't have to worry about DLC or loot crates or whatever?
I mean, that's such a gray area. You can't ever really put a price on something like that, just because I mean, I feel like certain games that are $60 retail right now don't deserve to be $60. So going into even more into that area is definitely not a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just up to the consumer. Like for me, I just don't buy DLC. I don't buy it unless I really want it. Like I bought Batman's DLC, or I'll buy extra fighters or something like that for a fighting game. Like for me, it's like if I want it, I'll get it. If I feel like it's some bullshit, I'm just not gonna pick it up. If I gotta pay extra $10 for an ending or something like that, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna pay my $60 and play the game.
I'll be real. Some people act you know, real high and mighty and holy, you know, and act like they're not going to support certain games that do these practices. I'm gonna be real with you. If the right game that I love does these practices, I'm still buying the game. You know, I know Vaughn, you know, is all against Shadow of War and boycotting.
And what's funny,
I'm still gonna buy Shadow of War. I'm just not buying it right now. The only reason I'm literally not buying Shadow of War right now is because Evil Within comes out on Friday. If Evil Within was not coming out Friday, I would absolutely be playing Shadow of War. I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna pass up on a game just because, you know, the developer does shitty practices. And I guess I'm part of the problem. Listen, if I want to play a game, I'm gonna be part of the problem. I'm sorry.
Do you guys what's funny, BG, is I see people on Twitter that are like, I'm gonna boycott Assassin's Creed, I'm gonna boycott Shadow of War because they have loot boxes, and they're like, I might pick up Battlefront if it's on sale. And I'm like, what? Like that is way worse practice than the other two games.
Yeah. I would like to get like some insight from like, does anybody on the panel like feel differently about that? Like,
no, and I think, you know, it's not even
going to massacre the majority of the people.
Yeah, I don't think it's the initial cost of the games. I think it's the studios trying to find like a sustainability of a steady income, of way of keeping the game alive and keep hooked. So like these loot boxes and, you know, this kind of cycle of you earn money or you pay money and, you know, you get these loot boxes that makes you want to get more loot boxes. Same thing, like it was like the card game, or just like a you know, roulette, or not roulette, but like slots. You just keep one more time. Let me get this, see what I get. But I think that the thing is that I think that the uproar has happened because it's in games now that are single player, and I think the fact that it's coming into single player games, I think people kind of thought single player might have been safe from that. Like you're getting a solid experience, even though $60 for a single player game only, you know, open world game, but like that kind of Fallout 4 experience where it's just this big massive thing and that's what you get. And the multiplayer, you guys take care of the loot crates just for your cosmetics and all that other stuff. But my single player stays here. And I think the fact that these games are coming on that need to be online, the single player only, I think that's kind of where this is coming from. And also previous versions of these games did not have loot crates and they just put it in. So I think that's where the uproar is coming for Shadow of War and Assassin's Creed.
So I mean, so what's changed? So you know what I mean, like from what I'm gathering, like you can still get those same things that you get in the loot crates by playing through the game.
Yeah.
So what for the people that if there are people in the chat that are, you know, that are upset about this, like what's changed for you that people can buy some extra shit that you can actually get by playing the game? You know, what's the issue? What's the problem? If you can earn it, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my issue. Shout out to your boy Kofi. He said he took back what, Forza 7 or got a refund from it because of some loot crates or something like that. But the loot crates you can earn. by racing and playing the game, like it's a little weird to me.
Kid Smooth.
Yeah.
Never mind. But what do you guys think? Well, someone in the comment section was asking about if we're gonna move our time out of Diller's screen. But the beginning of the podcast, that's when he makes that announcement. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you guys think a more effective way of complaining about it and like boycotting it, or being vocal on social media? What do you think is more effective?
I mean, you could just buy the game, not support the loot crates. I mean, that's what I do. I don't really engage in like a lot of microtransactions. I hardly ever buy DLC. I pretty much never buy any loot crates or nothing with actual money. I never do that. So,
yeah, I just feel like if somebody wants to do it, let them fucking do it. As long as I can complete the game or whatever, or get that thing. Whatever people are buying, if I can get that through playing a game, I'm fine. I'm good.
See, I don't mind buying. I am the type of person that would buy like with real money, like assist if it's a multiplayer game, like if it's something you have to build your character up, or if it's like one of those like a game like Gigantic. If I need to get a different character and I feel like I could beast with that character and it's for sale, yeah, I'll buy them. Or like a certain weapon and stuff like that. But that's for like multiplayer playing. I don't mind the whole pay to win thing and online competitive stuff to a certain extent is there, but like, you know what I mean. But the whole thing with when like a game like Shadow of War, where it's like, all right, it could be a grind if you don't participate in like the loot crates, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. I don't want to be playing a game for fucking ever and then having the shit get repetitive and boring to me because I haven't volunteered in the whole like loot crate system. You know, that I don't want to. I want to just play. Like, I want to be able to play the game, beat the game, have the end how it's supposed to end, and move on. You know, but that's just me. If it's like a whole thing, see, I understand if it's a different system, like, you know, with like Gears with their horde system, or like a game like Halo with the firefight, or some sort of system like that's separate, where you could use different add-ons or buy certain things to help progress through it. I don't think it should be stuff that impacts the main game, especially if it's single player. Like, I don't understand and why is it even necessary for a game like Assassin's Creed. I see how they were able to do it with a Shadow of War because of the style of game it is, even though, like, I mean, I don't know if it was even existed in Shadow of Mordor. I've been playing that, but I haven't had. It wasn't in that, yeah, no. So it's I don't know. I don't like the idea of it. I don't care. Battlefront, that's like
a little strange though. That one, their boosts like a 10% boost.
I do feel like if there's any game to legitimately boycott, out of all the ones that are doing this loot crate, it is definitely Battlefront.
And that's the one I was looking forward to the most.
I know. When I saw those crates open up and I'm like, 10% boost, new weapon. Like, what the hell is this? You know, and I just or like faster reload charges. I'm like, I'm just hoping they balanced it out. Like,
would you guys mind if let's say something like, you know, Battlefront 2, if they made a speculation to where we're going to put loot crates in it, but it'll be like a month or two after the game comes out. You think that would like settle a little bit to give like the people who bought day one more time to, you know, gather all this stuff, and then the people who just get into it 2 or 3 months later, like, you know, they just bought it. Do you think that would be more of a way of balancing that out?
I don't think.
Well, again, sorry, BG.
I don't think anybody. When it comes to multiplayer, I don't think you should be able to buy anything that actually helps you out in the game, period. I think it should be all cosmetic. Like, I know they're not going to really do that, always listen to that rule, but that's the way I think it should be.
And
never be able to buy a gun, weapon, armor, nothing like that.
And the funny thing is, people think this is not new for DICE. DICE does his shortcuts on Battlefield. This is not something new for DICE.
Well, Call of Duty did it really bad last year, where you could craft the weapons, a crafting system that, you know, you could like basically get purple weapons and stuff like that. Like, you know, they kind of did that as well. Like they are going to start doing it because not everybody's going to buy cosmetics. You know, if they see that some people just the cosmetic thing is not selling, they're going to start going with other things that will entice people and boosts. And, you know, and you just got to hope that they balance it out like that, you know, you get that. The one good thing I do have to say, I can see a balancing act is if you don't play the game as religious and then get that grind to unlock that weapon, that you could just kind of jump in because everybody is just unlocking loot crates to get random weapons. So it's completely random. So everybody kind of has an equal, you assume, equal playing field because it's random. It's not that this person put 20 hours in and has all the high level weapons and I just got it. And now I have like, I'm 2 hours in and that people just dominating me because that person has grinded out. Now people think that's fair, but it's not enjoyable for, you know, further sales of the game because people will be like, that ship has sailed. Those guys are hardcore. I can't even jump in now.
One of the reasons I wasn't necessarily for shortcuts. I think the only shortcuts I've ever bought in Battlefield was the aerial ones, you know, on your jets and helicopters. Because if you go into Battlefield 3 or 4 months later and everyone's got all the hot shit up there, like heat-seeking missiles, it's almost impossible to level that particular area of Battlefield up. Because the moment you go up, you get shot right down.
I don't know how it is in the air because you know I stay on the ground. I don't like flying. I don't like being on anything except my feet in real life or in games. But
I love that aspect of Battlefield.
Yeah, I stay on the ground. And my thing is like any good player on Battlefield can get on at any time and do good. I've done that. That like if you're skilled, no matter what gun they put in your hands, you're gonna do pretty well. Somebody might have like an advantage on you here and there, but for the most part, you still gonna do okay. So
that's always been the case. You know,
if you're
for
good
the
at
most part,
shooting,
you know, if you're a better shooter and you know you got better accuracy than the person you're shooting at, chances are you're going to kill them.
Yeah, but some of the perks that they'll give you is like those people get faster reload times. They get switch to the hand pistol faster and stuff like that. Where those are kind of
that can make a difference.
That can make a difference. And if they're grinding to get those perks, and you don't get those perks because you haven't used that gun to get that ability, you know, now you say, hey, let's level the playing field. It's all random, those perks. So if they happen to get it in a loot box, that person has an equal opportunity than that person getting it. And I think that's one of the reasons why they do loot box. I know it's for monetary incentives, but I think sometimes they want to keep the player base eager to always get people buying the games. Again, sustaining sales of these games. They don't want this big peak on Tuesday afternoon when this game comes out, and then the game falls off the radar, like, you know, Agents of Mayhem or things like that. You know, like just games that just plummet. They want to keep bringing people on. And if you have this thing where, hey, you can't jump into this game, people are level 100, good luck. Like even Destiny made a shortcut. Like when they came out with the Kings, you know, you could go
King last time.
The Taken King. Yeah. You could go cash in that Ingram and be level 20. You didn't have to do the grind that everybody did the year before to try to get everybody up to the same level. So they're gonna have to do
pretty much what that did is anyone, because Taken King raised the overall level cap, and what they gave you is if you bought the Taken King, you got to go to the level cap at the current time before Taken King, so you didn't have to do all of that and then grind all of Taken King too.
Yeah, so that was a shortcut, but you know, again, it's they're gonna keep trying to figure out ways to get more money than the $60 buy-in. You know, and I think the uproar now is that these games, Forza, Assassin's Creed, Shadow War, are all sequels to franchises, and they never had this before, and now they're putting it in, and people are like, why are you pissing in my cornflakes? You know, that kind of thing. So, like, I think that's why there's an uproar, because these are established franchises. I think if Shadow War came out day one, Shadow Mordor came out, and they had this the first one, I don't think people would be as crazy as they are now that the sequel, they added this.
And I've been told by people who's playing it that it's a good game. Like, a lot of people are getting down on some Shadow of War. It's just, it's a shame that, you know, them trying to do this loot crate stuff is taking away from the overall concept of the game.
Mm-hmm. And did you see IGN's video? They actually bought the $100 pack, saying what $100 buys you in the game, and it's totally random. Like, you get some high level followers, but basically
it's just like Overwatch. You're not gonna even if you spend that kind of money, you're still not guaranteed what you want.
No, you're just getting a higher chance of getting something that you might be effective. You know, it's like buying those little. But come on, man, they do this crap. My son, he buys all those mystery things. Those we buy. That's friggin' no, that's the same thing. It's like you pay $5 for this, and it might be $5 of the Hulk, and
you end up getting trash, complete trash.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's like these mystery things, and they put they put them in special plastic, and they have them in blind bag, so you can't even peek. It's ridiculous. Like this whole mystery, what you're gonna get thing. Sometimes that's the thrill, and maybe it's another reason why these loot boxes are prevalent, because it's the thrill of what am I gonna get, rather than I know what I'm getting at level 20, but ooh, if I cash this in, what do I get? Like they even make it that you could open up each one individually or just open up all. I'm always like, open up all. I don't care. Just put it somewhere. I'll sort it out later.
I hate that open up reveal one. I'm like,
yes, I know.
Why are y'all treating me like a kid or something?
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Open up Christmas presents or something.
Yeah, it's like open up one. What did I get? Open up. I'm like, screw that circle. I'm like, I'm like, B. Just opening them all.
I feel like they're taunting us by even giving us that op. They act like they're like our parents treating us for Christmas or some shit with it.
And the funny thing is, like, the animation to opening them.
Oh yeah.
Don't let you disable that. Like.
Exactly. Oh my god, the Battlefield one where he's like Battlefield 1 was popping open the crate, like doom, it was so loud too. It was like doom doom. Then you hear oh my god. Yeah, I'm like, please skip it. Same thing with Star Wars. I'm like, I don't need to see the thing shake and then you come, all three of them are here and I have to open up each one. What the hell is this?
I mean, it's definitely a concern, And I understand why, certain people want to boycott the game, these games. But at the end of the day, it's like, look, the way gaming is going now, if I boycott every game that has some kind of bad practice in it, I'm literally not going to be playing any games.
Exactly.
That's true. I don't plan to boycott
literally every game. Every big game coming out for the rest of this year has some kind of bad practice in it.
They all do.
Yeah, I don't plan to boycott. Like, I mean, I like now. Shadow of War, there was some interest there. It wasn't like a day one for me. I planned on getting it when I got the X, like Assassin's Creed. Battlefront 2, the thing, my concern about Battlefront 2, if it screws me, now I like to believe I was a decent Battlefront player, and if it turns out that this thing, these loot crates, pretty much turns out bad for me, that's going to determine it. But I already got my money spent on it. I already got it pre-ordered, and I pre-ordered I think the expensive version, so that might, I don't know, give me some loot, whatever, the crates, the gambling. I might have a chance of getting something good. I don't know, but I guess the best way to go about it, some people will go about it by not buying the game, period. Some people will go about it and buy the game, use that GameStop, or some people will just buy the game and just not participate in the new system that they got to that they're monetizing ways of the game by the loot crate. So I don't think I've.
So I want to say two things about the loot crate thing before you go on.
Yeah.
The one thing is that I think with the loot crates, you might see games drop in price sooner, like knowing that they'll have the loot crate to kind of sustain the difference. Like, hey, here's a game will go from 60, and they'll go to like the 40 because they know people will buy into that ecosystem of the loot crate. And the other thing is that I think the difference between loot crates in that you use real money to buy credits to open up loot crates, or you just earn it within the game's ecosystem, I think are kind of two different things. Like, I think that if a game puts loot crates where you just use the credits of the game from just playing the game and you can unlock them, that might be different than if you could just pay $100 and get all the credits to unlock them. Where I know Forza, they said they're going to add it on later, because right now there's no way to buy it outright to buy those loot crates. But I do think that if they're asking for extra money, when you could buy it with dollars, that's a little different than if you could use the game's ecosystem. Yeah, I think that's another difference too between the loot crates.
I mean, when it comes down to the loot crates, you can either support the games, buy it, or you just don't buy it. Like, there's really no,
people have ways, trust me.
There's really no middle ground, because if you pick up the game and say you're just not going to buy the microtransactions, you're still supporting, you know, the practices they have in that game. And if you don't pick up the game, there's a chance that, you know, if there's enough people that take that stand, that game might not have a sequel, that franchise might be dead. So, you know, either way, it's bad for the industry.
I kind of disagree with that. If a game has a bunch of microtransactions in them and I just buy the game, like, I'm not, if they look at it and see that I'm not supporting their loot crates and shit like that, like they're going to notice that. And so they're either going to change some shit up or get rid of them. Like it's going to affect something. You know what I mean? I'm not really supporting that practice. I'm supporting the base game, but not really that practice.
I'm going to be real with you. I don't think that, like, let's say they get low support for loot crates, right? All these developers that are putting in there. I still don't think they would take them away. Because
they're not taking it away. They'll change the content. They'll say,
they're not going to take them away because even if it's not making them a whole lot of money, it's not making them lose money either.
Right.
So they're like, even if we gain only a few 100,000 from this, that was a few 100,000 we wouldn't have if we didn't put it in the game. So there's really, even if you boycott it, they're still not going to take it away.
I do think the best way to combat this is just make your voice known on social media. Because, I mean, look what happened with Forza. People bitched and they fixed some stuff. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be a complete middle ground where both sides are happy. But, you know, these multi-million-dollar corporations are not going to cave unless you really put pressure on them.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think, you know, a couple thousand people boycotting one game is going to be enough.
No.
Especially when they have the loot crates to make up for the couple thousand people that don't pick up the game.
Yeah.
And also, what we got to realize is, like, there's a generation being born into this that think this is normal.
Yeah.
So
that's true too.
For us, this is like, you know, when we've been playing games since like Super Nintendo, and after, we know that this is not normal and okay, but kids that play games now that are like teenagers or before, they're born into it. So they're like, what's the problem? It's always been this way as far as I know it.
Yeah.
You know, are we going to be able to stop them from doing it? No.
All that stuff. It's this gamble. Yeah, they're introducing people to gamble, just natural gambling into mobile games, iPad games. That's where it started. You know, now it's now in all games. But yeah, they're gonna and they can keep finding ways. Like if people just say, "Well, I'm not buying this loot crate," they're gonna be like, "Well, guess what? We put something in there that they don't like. Let's stop putting other things in there."
I've always
said people that are gonna put, you know, things that they're gonna push the market. They're gonna test it, and then if they get pushback, they'll change it. But they're gonna try it.
I've always said that people want that GTA 5 model, they want that GTA money, but they don't have a GTA 5 quality game.
Yeah, that's
So the other thing I wanted to talk about, speaking of other than loot crates, I know Shadow of War just released, and any of you guys buy the Windows version?
No,
I don't think.
I think after this game, there's going to be even less people purchasing anything off the Windows Store.
Damn. That Windows Store has to go.
You have to be like a philanthropist to like just want to buy something from the Windows Store. Like, you're trying to do somebody a favor.
It's funny because last week we were talking about Cuphead. We've literally went from one Planet Xbox talking about all problems Cuphead has with deleting your save file to the next episode of Planet Xbox talking about how Shadow of War doesn't download properly, it deletes the whole the whole install, and then some people actually installed the game and then it would just crash and they had to reinstall it.
Yeah, and then there's an issue going on with what was the issue with Forza 7? I don't know if you Jazz, did you like get the game or no?
No, there's I don't know what was going on for the 7. There was something where it's the problem you can't download it. That's the problem. Like the system doesn't let you download. Actually, my Windows Store is still trying to download some Gears of War update that I don't even know what the hell it is, and it's like. It's the downloading. It's the prompting for the downloading.
Somebody
and that's
told me
where a lot of people have issues.
Somebody told me that it's not using all the cores in the PC. I don't know what that means, but
why can't Microsoft get that store right? I mean, they even introduced a game mode that makes gameplay worse. Like, what's going on?
And the sad part about it is they're a software company, and the thing hurting their Windows 10 gaming market is software.
That's crazy.
I don't think they can come back from it. Like, even if they improve that store, like, I don't know, people gonna be like,
too late. I think it's too late.
It doesn't even create a good library. Like, you don't even know what you bought in there. You have to like search for it, and it says that you own it or something like that. Like, there's not a library where you can go. If you click on your account, you can see your purchases. It's basically a phone store. And I'm gonna say, like, you could see the adoption rate from developers. Like, they don't want to put a $60 game in here when it's next to, like I said last time, like $3 slots, like 7 slots. Like, it makes your game look so astronomical. Like, I'm looking at the main page. Middle Earth Shadow War Gold Edition is $100, right? It is next to free touch mail and free Fallout filter and $30 and $20 Minecraft. And if you just click on games, like I'm going to see right here, if you click on games, you got, it's ridiculous. You have the new PC games. You got $99 Shadow War, and then you have it next to Gwent, Zoo Tycoon. At least they got some games here, like new PC games. Best-selling games: Candy Crush Saga, Soda Saga, free. Caesar Slots, Minecraft. And then there's Forza right next to March of Empires, Gameloft, War of Lords. Like, who the hell's buying shit from there?
Yeah, I get it, but I really think, I think Microsoft, that they waited too long. Even if they fix this tomorrow, I think the damage has been done. I think their Windows Store will not recover from it.
No. They just needed a something to do this play anyway, because they can't do Steam because of licensing stuff. So they can't say, like, the Xbox, you buy it on Xbox, we'll give it to you, unless they give you a Steam code. And I think eventually that might be where it goes if this Windows Store just goes up in flames. But because the thing about it, the Windows Store was really supposed to be the kind of the mobile platform for their mobile world that is now gone. And now it really is just a silly store with mobile games on it, and I don't know who's playing that on a laptop. Like, like Blazing 8 slots. I could Bubble Witch 3, Pocket Sheep. These are the games that are best rated on the store.
And what the funny thing is, this Windows Store is what Microsoft is pushing right now.
Yes, and it's all about the Windows Store. And when they say Windows Gaming, that's why I see red when they talk about Windows Gaming, because if you're talking about these type of games, Modern Combat 5 and and War of the Dragon Ring, and that's thrown in there with my AAAs, like, guys, like, I want Xbox gaming. That's not gaming to me. This is not gaming. Sniper Fury Gameloft game. I'm going on Asphalt Street Storm Racing. These are the games that are top. These are the top games in Windows gaming. That's why I'm like, please keep Xbox what it is. Don't mix this crap in that you already have. But this is what they're pushing, and that store is a mess. And it's the downloading that's really pissing off people. That's not working. And you try downloading it 3 times. And then the last thing I'll say about it is that it downloads it to a folder that's hidden. So, like, you don't even have access to it. So a PC gamer does not want to download something that goes to a folder that you cannot access. It's like some special apps folder, and you can't modify the games. The mods are not favored in there. So if you buy a game from the Windows Store, you can't modify it unless they allow you to. And with Steam, you have access to all the game files. That's another problem. So they're not going to get Windows games, PC people on it either. But it has to go. And this and to play anywhere, you hear about this great game, and all you hear about is all the problems. If you go look at Forza's reviews, it doesn't say what a wonderful game this is. It says that this game's terrible. It has horrible. What the hell's I'll tell you right now what the rate is. What their review is. Forza 7. What is it? I'll tell you right now. They have it right now. Forza 7. It is the review scores on this game are the hell is it? Oh, it's at the bottom. 2.1 on PC, 174 ratings. There's 92 1-star. And then if you look at the review for Xbox One, oh, it's at 2.7. So it's probably all those Play Anywhere people that go, "What the hell is this crap?" But yeah. And people are jumping in about loot boxes on here reviews, but a lot of the reviews are just saying it's crashing, it's not downloading. What a joke! But 2.1 is rated, and not one good thing about. Wait, what a great game this is! You know, the graphics, the control, nothing. It's all about the
game won't download.
Game won't download. Yeah, exactly. And those reviews get shared on Xbox too. Like, you know, you see the same complaints. So it's all negative publicity for a game that, you know, you're spending years working on a game. You don't need this kind of controversy spewing out on social media, because social media is one of your key areas of advertisements and word of mouth. And you come out and it's like loot crates, can't download, game's broken. People are like, okay, move on. When's the next game coming out? You know, and that's it. And you lose a lot of crap.
I didn't realize that the PC version and the Xbox version was shared reviews on the Xbox store. So now, and they're unifying this thing, and that's bad now, because now if somebody looking to buy it on an Xbox have no business buying it on a PC, but they're looking at these reviews based on what the PC people got. So to Play Anywhere, technically, you could say, could be hurting Xbox and its games more than.
I mean,
helping.
Look at it. Even if they weren't combining the review, I mean, when you see a lot of people when they talk shit about a certain game saying it's not working, for the most part, it doesn't matter if it's for Windows 10, if it's for Xbox. Like they're going to put that game on its own pedestal, and that game itself is going to get shit talked. Not the Windows version, not the Xbox version, the actual game.
Well, does anybody have their Xbox on? I'm at my computer. I can't see what's the review on Xbox. If I just filter out Xbox here, it says it's a 2.7 with 254 reviews. And if I click on PC, it says it's 2.1 with 174 reviews. So the Xbox does have higher one. I'm surprised it dropped down so low, because it was like a 3.4, I think, last week. But yeah, I don't know, but I know that the same store, and if you combine them, it averages out the review saying 2.4. So they are just getting. Let me see Cuphead. Does Cuphead have those issues too? But it has been nothing but nightmares. Everything that's been Play Anywhere has been getting, because of this store, has been getting negative feedback and just negative publicity, and it's not good. It's not.
If you look at the only negative things you saw Cuphead last week was the Windows 10 version.
Yeah.
Deleting people's saves and stuff.
So I mean, regardless if some people that might want to pick this game up, they say, well, I see a bunch of people on the on YouTube and Twitter complaining about Cuphead, saying to delete save, maybe I'll wait on it. They don't take into consideration it's just the Windows. To them, that game is on both, so it should work on both the same way. So they think the Xbox version is running just like the Windows version.
I tell you what, if I got to that robot boss and it deleted my save, I would have quit.
Yeah, that's not a game that you want anything to not save. That's the worst.
Right. Yeah.
But did you see Digital Foundry actually reviewed the 3 of them, and it said that the UWP one had stuttering and frame rate dropping down to 50 on the UWP one. If you go look up Digital Foundry's Cuphead comparison, Steam was locked at 60, the Xbox was locked at 60, the Windows 10 store version had frame rate drops at 50, and they were like flickers, and it would drop down to 50 frames per second. I think I tweeted it out, Jez7780, if you want to see it, but I did take a screenshot of it, because
that's a real platform flaw too. Like because it's clear it's not like the version of the game. So when your platform can cause a game to have problems, that's a shitty platform.
Yep, it's the way the game is being read by the PC. It's how it's treating the app. And it doesn't look like their reviews were affected too much. And I think maybe because Cuphead wasn't a big install. But if Microsoft keeps pushing these 99 gigabyte games with 4K textures and stuff, and the Windows Store is not downloading them because they're so large, that's just a disaster. Like, that's just a recipe for a disaster. And I think Cuphead doesn't have as many download problems because of its low size. But
and the funny thing is, if they would be more consistent, these games would work properly. Like, Remember the shitstorm Quantum Break had when it came out? Like,
Yeah, I got mine free.
If I remember correctly, they didn't send out codes on time first, and then you find out they didn't put a quit button in the actual menu, so you had to legitly close out of the program with the task manager. Like, how does a software corporation, one of the biggest in the world, forget to have a quit button in the Windows Store? Maybe, obviously that's probably Remedy's fault, but how does Microsoft not see that? Did they not test this on their own platform?
No, because it's an app. They just want you to close it from the Xbox. Who knows, man? I don't know what they're doing. All I know is that Windows Store is really is trashing the games that they have. It's given negative publicity when the game should be about the game. Instead, it's about the delivery method. Which, if it's about that, then there's problems, because you hear people complain about Steam, but nobody's giving bad reviews because Steam is just a mess with every single game. Like, this is every game that's come out for this system. Like, it is every game. It is not it's not just one off.
Me and Kid were talking this morning. I think the only game I've seen to come out flawless on Windows was Gears.
Yeah, until they added updates, and now, like, my Gears of War does not download anymore. Like, it keeps trying to download. You have to delete it, and then you got to reinstall it. And how would you like to see a progress bar stuck at 30 gigabytes and knowing it's not moving on from there, and then you have to delete it like an app? Hit the X button, it's gone, and then you reinstall it starting at 1. Oh my goodness! Like, it's a nightmare. It's so bad.
They need to put, like, I mean, if they're gonna try to keep this Windows Store alive, they probably should consider like the Xbox Live team run the store.
Yeah, that's what Jez Corden was saying. Like, this is from the Windows team. Terry Myerson's team or something like that is running this store, and it's not like Mike Ybarra. It's not the Xbox team running this, and that's executive decisions. Maybe it seems, maybe it changes, but yeah.
All right. Hey, Jez, what else did you have for us today?
Oh, me? Let's see.
Or was it Psycho? I forgot who came.
Psycho, you bring up a topic. Let's see. Oh, so I go back. Oh, Psycho's changed his mic out.
I thought he said that like a while ago. All right, I had a question. This one's to BG, so and I've been doing this to all the guests. So we're about 4 weeks away from the Xbox One X. And BG, what do you need to see for you to be like, all right, I can rock with this?
For me to buy an Xbox One X?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's gonna be like, I need some people to donate $500 to my PayPal.
Oh, shit, I didn't realize my mic was off.
But that's a given. But besides that, I would probably need like a Halo 6 exclusive announcement or something. That's the only thing I think I could really get me to buy an Xbox One X.
For me,
the odds of that are really slim.
Look, for me, if you already got a capable PC, like I don't see the need.
That's why, like, that's what I'm saying. They got to announce Halo 6 is exclusive to the Xbox One X.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big question, whether they do that or not. It doesn't sound like it, but it sounds like everything's gonna be on both platforms. And I think once Halo 6, if they say Halo 6 Windows Store and Windows 10 and Xbox exclusive, I think Xbox is getting packed up. Thanks. It's been a wonderful 16, 17 years. It's done. Like, that is it. They need console exclusives, and people say, what does it matter? It matters to sell the console. And if they don't care where you play, then you know what? Then I don't care. I'll play where I want to play. And that doesn't help you sell consoles, man.
I'm a firm believer that, like, console gamers play on console. You know what I'm saying? Like, and PC guys, people that have been exposed to that are gonna, play on PC. I know people at work, man, that will never ever touch a game on PC just because they just don't do that. Like, they'll get a console, they'll get an Xbox or PS4 or whatever, and they'll just use that. When you bring a PC, they're like, what? Well, I didn't know I could play Call of Duty on PC. Like, the average person just doesn't know this shit. Like, we do, because we're on the internet and we're on YouTube and shit like that. We know it, but the average person just doesn't do that. Don't go to a store and say, let me get a gaming PC or get Call of Duty on PC. They just don't do that from my experience. So.
I know they're different. They're different, but as you make the console more like a PC, and that's what all the narrative has been talking about: resolution, gigabytes, teraflops, all this other stuff. The console is not I don't see Nintendo talking teraflops and all that other stuff, probably because they don't have a lot of teraflops. But the thing is that when you start spilling PC lingo as these consoles become more PC like, you're basically converting people making them aware of it. And console, you could use it and with all different controllers and connections and Bluetooth and all that other stuff. The PC is it is not what it used to be, how it was such a high level of trying to install. Like, if you want to play with stuff, you can. Like, I never even considered getting a PC until Phil Spencer told me he's supporting PC, and then I went out and bought a gaming console, and I bought a PC.
Look, didn't I say this shit like 2 weeks ago? I said Microsoft is talking about PC, and that's going to make people go out and buy PCs.
That's what I did. Phil told me.
Exactly. So, whatever.
Thanks,
but anyway, so you asked. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. What were you saying?
I was going to say, you asked about topics. Did you guys talk about using cheat codes to beat Cuphead?
All right. Where is this coming from?
Where's it coming from?
Yeah.
Hip Hop Gamer did that.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that wow, I lost my voice for a minute. That actually happened last week.
Puberty?
after this podcast, me and Gaming Addict went over to check out Hip Hop Gamer's Cuphead stream. I
saw it first. Let me add that.
Yeah. Now the thing is, me and Addict went over there just like, all right, let's see how quick he dies, because we're struggling. After seeing him get hit like 5 or 6 times and he didn't die, I'm like, I just was like, dude, how many lives you got? I need that. I need that.
I never played any of the levels on simple.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe that's simple.
Then I turned it on and tried to play on simple. I was like, nope, I still die after, still dead after like 3 hits. So no, it wasn't simple. So he was getting some heat about it in the chat. I asked about it. I know Black Bomb went in there and he did say that he was using a cheat code for like, I guess, infinite lives, and some people were taken back by that. I definitely was, because I'm like, well, what's the point of playing Cuphead if it's like, the main thing about this game is difficult, and like you to get pride and beating like the bosses and whatnot. It was like there's nothing really to gain when you can't die. There's nothing to celebrate. There's nothing to call hard or anything like that. So I was just like shocked that people will bother like playing it like that, like so handicapped. So it is what it is. I mean, I still probably gonna beat it in this calendar year. So, but what were your thoughts? What about let's hear from BG. I want to hear from BG on this one.
I mean, I spoke to Hip Hop Gamer on Twitter about it, and I was like, yo, there's no way you can spin this BS for you cheating. There's no way. I mean, he was all like, I play games to have fun. I don't enjoy dying. I said, yo, fam, you shouldn't play games. Simple as that. Like, you should not play games if you don't like dying. For there to be fun, there has to be a reward. For there to be a reward, there has to be some type of challenge.
Yeah.
You can't have, I don't care what you say, you can't have fun just by winning. There has to be the possibility of not winning for there to be a chance of the reward. Right? So I've met Hip Hop Gamer in real life, but I'm like, fam, like, you're full of it. You're full of it.
For me, I can say I kind of get it. I'm gonna say this, okay? Like, I work all day. I struggle with people, struggle with females, all kind of shit. I don't want to come home and have to struggle with my hobby. I can kind of understand that, but not with Cuphead though. Cuphead is that game. Cuphead is that game that's supposed to be a challenge. You're supposed to die a bunch of times. Like, that's just what you go through when you're playing a game like Cuphead. Like, I just didn't get it. Like, for me, I haven't used a cheat since I was like 10. So like, to see a grown ass man who's supposed to be a gaming journalist or reviewer and shit like that using a cheat code to finish a game like Cuphead is fucking odd to me. It's just weird.
Yeah,
And
that's
disrespectful.
the problem. It's like, if you are, we spoke about this on Kofi's podcast. Basically if you're using that as to give an opinion to people who follow you, and to kind of use that as as your review and things like that, like that's just damaged goods. Like you can't give a valid opinion on a game if you just ran through a cheat code and then be like, yo, I beat it, it's not that bad. It's like you can't say that. People follow you for a reason to get your opinion, and it's like, you don't like dying, like, well, that's not then you shouldn't play the game then, because that's the whole point of that game. Is the challenge of it.
Challenge, and the point of the game is to teach you, like,
right.
I don't think
to learn patterns and stuff like that.
Right, like that's all you have to look at when it comes to these games that are designed for you to die, is look at it like they're trying to teach you what not to do.
Right.
That's all it is. You die from this, don't do it again, and you fix it next time. It's as simple as that. So
you hear very few sentences like that was bullshit, and you hear more sentences like, why did I do that?
Yeah. I can say this though, there's some things that are just too hard on Cuphead. To me, it's just too much shit. Like, I beat the game already, but I still can acknowledge when you're throwing too much at the player at once. Like that fucking dragon and the fucking robot, it's just too much on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even think the robot was hard. The reason that made the robot so hard is, you know how you have that last phase where you have to fight the last phase of the boss first for not even a long time. The majority of the bosses, their last phase is like a very small portion of that that progression. Mm-hmm. That robot was literally more than half. His last phase was more than half of his whole fight.
Man, fuck that dude, man.
I think. See, at first I was like, this robot boss is like ridiculous, but and the dragon. I would say the robot and the
pattern. The robot has a pattern. I found that out towards the end.
The robot and the dragon was clearly the two hardest bosses in the game, but I would actually say, to me, the dragon was harder. The robot just had a lot more things you had to learn. You had to learn a lot of things and download all the activity going on screen at once, right? So the first phase where it got like, the middle, top, and bottom row where it's, shooting out projectiles at you, different type of projectiles. So once you take out all three and, it changes up its attacks, now you got to learn a whole new set of moves that it's doing.
Yeah.
But before you know it, after you die like 50 times, muscle memory kicks in. This bomb is coming out of this way, this laser's coming out this way, this is going to be on the screen in the middle. You just start maneuvering around it if you're a good enough gamer. And that's what happened to me, even after I died like 50 times. But you download it in your mind, and that's what happened.
The thing that got me, it was just that last part where he, the little crystals shooting like the 30 projectiles every second. Yeah. And like, I found out that, if you stay on top of them and you just keep shooting your regular shot at them, and when when the gate comes on top, the little knife gate, whatever they're called, the little electric, I found out that if you just wait for that to show up, then you shrink, go around and go on the right side of it and keep shooting. His projectiles are easy to dodge. It's just, can you get there with all that projectiles? Because he definitely has the most projectiles in the game. By far.
I still with the dragon, I still haven't actually. That's the only boss where I'm not completely sure how to beat him. Exactly, even though I beat him. Like the last phase, I don't know how to track or avoid the flamethrower completely, because I feel like it's instant.
You can shoot them, but the flamethrower. See, what I did was I found out how to pretty much get through because the dragon was not hard for me. Like, it was hard for everyone else, but I beat him in it was probably 30 minutes. And what I needed was the charge shot. Like, someone said I should look into getting the charge shot, and after I got that charge shot, I literally went from boss to boss to boss to boss.
Mm-hmm. For me, for the dragon, I had to slow down on my shooting towards the end, because if you keep shooting, you got to
stay on the far right. the far right and shoot him and look back for a couple seconds. Like what I would do is I would jump to the far right clouds, charge shot him once, and then keep jumping more right.
And I don't know if somebody can confirm this who beat the game early. Dice Head was patched, right? Like apparently
Was he?
Told. Because when you're fighting Dice Head, you can go behind his hand. There's a little corner you can go behind his hand and avoid all the cards.
You can still do that.
And you can but you can go behind him. But people were like, you can shoot through his hand. When I played him, you can't shoot through his hand.
That's what people were telling me this because I beat the game today, and people were like, well, you can shoot through his hand, and I'm like, no, you can't. Like I don't understand what you mean. Like it is not shooting through his hand.
Yeah, so when I got up to him, it was patched. So I was like, okay, so I got to beat y'all. Beat him the easy way. I actually had to beat the guy the hard way.
Yeah, what I ended up doing to beat him is I used the special for invincibility for a short amount of time, and literally after I had like 2 HP left, I hit that, just sat there and was like, I'm neither gonna cave or he's gonna cave. There's no in between.
Yeah. There was like 3 bosses where I had the same situation. That was a dice guy where I was on my last life. And also on the final boss, like that thing was coming down right on my head, right when I killed, like right the second I killed him, and I was like, "Fuck it, either he gonna hit me or I'm gonna hit him, and it's gonna be over." And I just got, I just finished it that way. But yeah,
Cuphead's a great game, though, man.
It is. It's awesome.
It's. I think it's the only game that I've ever played that I felt like I ripped the developers off. That game, that game is worth more than I paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel left out because I haven't even
made it to the
robot.
You won't even try it anymore, man.
Dude.
Like yesterday, I was like, dude, you don't even have to stream it. Just get on there and play it. He's like, I'll do it tomorrow. He's literally told me every day he'll play it the next day.
What's you up to, Smooth?
I'm somewhere in that area where the candy is, where the genie and where the candy house.
The dragon, the clown, and the genie.
Clown's pretty. He's annoying, but he's easy. The genie's not hard.
Yeah, the only thing that's hard on that is the dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know. The bird annoyed the hell out of me too. The bird annoyed me.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't like flying levels. I hate them. I hate those flying levels. They were very frustrating for me.
Yeah, a lot of these games like this are just mental. They're more mental.
Because I'm like, I spent this whole time getting these coins to get these upgrades to make Cuphead a lot more agile. Play Cuphead the way I want to play Cuphead, and they're like, "Yo, don't care. You're flying shit." I'm like, "Yo, I don't have nothing." Like having any kind of special ability, but the plus up heart is useless for the playing because that's the only thing that can actually help you.
Mm. Yeah, I pretty much did had equipped the roundabout, the invincible dash, and regular super. I pretty much went through the whole.
The invincible dash makes a lot of encounters in that game mad easier.
Yeah.
The number 7 roulette boss, the
rabbit.
That it was the one. It was the roulette machine, the one that would shoot the little balls at you.
Okay, yeah.
I would literally just dash left to right, like I would dash through him, and he couldn't do nothing to me.
Yeah, I never got hit by that.
I'm waiting for some DLC to buy some coins, to buy some boosters. No, I need an extra heart, and I need some stronger ammo.
I got a question. So everybody talks about the hardest boss. Who's the easiest boss for you guys?
The easiest boss?
Yep.
Probably one of the first ones that
I don't know. The pirate was mad easy to me, like mad easy. I beat him on like my second or third attempt.
I would say that lady, the tall lady in the theater, for me in the third.
She was easy. She was easy.
Yeah, she was. A couple of Dice Head's boss were pretty easy because there were so many.
Oh yeah, they were like simple. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can't.
The devil was actually easy, dog. Like I beat the devil on my second or third try.
I played the devil for an hour. I ain't gonna even sit here and try to lie. Like I had the chat sitting there roasting me, so like I was agitated with that.
He wasn't that bad.
It wasn't third or second or third. It was like fifth or sixth. But I'm like, damn, I beat this dude already.
I beat the dice dude in like 45, 50 minutes, and I beat the devil in like 45, 50 minutes.
You're the person you took the longest on was the robot?
Yeah, I spent like 2 days on the robot.
Tell you smooth. Like that motherfucker gonna be quick for real. Like, I ain't wanna
No,
play
like
no more.
if you go and look at because if you look at the stream that I beat the robot on, I literally was hyperventilating. Like I could barely breathe because, like at the very end, I had one heart and I was legitly not breathing, concentrating so much, trying not to get hit by these projectiles. Because it's the furthest I ever made it. In the moment it said knockout, like I felt so relieved that I was done with that thing.
I called him all kinds of bitches and everything, man. Like
Best thing
after I knocked him out, after I beat him.
Best thing to do on that robot is not take out the bottom part because of the smart bombs. You don't need those smart bombs after you.
Yeah, for me, like it was the antenna. I couldn't get away.
It was
from
none
those.
of that bothered me. It was the ending of the entire encounterment, the projectiles that got me.
For me,
I could
beginning was
literally
the
get
hardest.
there. I could get that it didn't really because I could get past that almost every time, no issues. Like all I would do is I would take out the first one automatically, the bomb, and then I would hit the antenna a couple, and then go down there and shoot the bomb. Hit the antenna, go down there and shoot the bomb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a good little system. I hit the antenna with like 4 bombs, then go to the chest, then the stomach, and then hit the antenna last, and then I just kind of cruised through the rest of it, except for when he got to the end, the very end.
That's good. Somebody asked in the chat, BG, if this game came out on PlayStation, would you rebuy for the platinum?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think a lot. This game isn't going to be easy to platinum.
I don't know.
You have to beat it on expert. You have to beat it. You have to get S ranks on everything. Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't have this a platinum on this game.
Jack Move probably will, but I'm not crazy about platinums like that to be rebuying it just for that.
I don't think Jack Move would get an S on everything. I think he would eventually rage quit and quit. You have to beat it on expert with all S's because expert's the only one you can get S's on, if I remember correctly. So you have to beat it on expert. You have to pretty much perfect it, not mess up one time. You have to get below par time. You have to have full super. You have to have full health.
Yeah,
that's insane. Did Rand do that?
I don't know. He was in the chat. Rand, why don't you put in that chat if you beat it on expert? Then you got to tweet me the proof if you did, because I won't believe you.
I'm gonna attempt some. I'm sure I know I could beat some bosses on expert, right?
I almost beat the pirate dude. Like my first attempt, I almost beat the pirate dude on expert.
Well, with expert, what did it exactly do?
It changes some of the patterns. It makes everything they do is faster, and it changes the patterns.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna do some of it, but I'm good with the fact that I beat it, so I ain't tripping.
Look at kid, he don't even know what to think, man.
It's not. I see. I'm not gonna let myself get stressed out.
Hey, this. If this podcast gets above 100, kid got to stream this tomorrow.
No, I'm not. What the fuck? I work tomorrow.
Come on, man. You got to get some kind of it. You got to do it, man. You got to beat Cuphead. You can't let me insult.
Yeah, I got to be coming here. The thing about beating a game, I'm not on. My time doesn't expire. You know, I can beat it. I can beat it next year.
You got to beat it.
I can beat it in 2 years. I'll beat it eventually.
Let's be real here. By the time the X comes out, you will never play Cuphead again.
Why wouldn't I? They play. It's not like it's incapable of playing it.
Name games that you've played 3 or 4 weeks after they came out that doesn't involve sports.
Oh, really? Really? I would have to turn on my Xbox, but a lot of the games that I beat.
So you have to turn your Xbox to
because I have a list of games. Remember, a lot of the games that I beaten this year were games that I put down already, and I just picked back up.
I don't know, man.
You didn't get bad. Once Star Wars comes out, it's over. Right?
No, it depends. It depends on if the loot crates kill me. You know.
Did you like it? Did you play a demo of it?
Yeah, it was all right.
He said I would donate if you stream for 2 hours this week on Cuphead.
Oh my god!
No,
you got people wanting to pay you legit hardcore money, kid. You better take that money.
Oh, by the way, I did that with Tomb Raider. I did it with Recore. I did it with what else was it? What else?
Okay, so you went back and played Tomb Raider because it came out on PlayStation.
But
you went back and played Recore because the definitive edition came out.
But I finished Recore before the definitive edition came out. I didn't beat Recore like in September or anything like that.
But did you beat Recore with the definitive edition? How much time have you put in the definitive edition?
What does that have to do with the statement you said? You said would name a game that I played
I'm
and
saying
put
these
down
games
and
you
went
had
back to
reasons
it.
to go back and
No,
play.
but I beat Recore before the definitive edition even came out, though. Remember, I stopped playing when it initially came out. Remember that? I didn't start playing it. I didn't start playing it again until you beat it.
I'm willing. Oh yeah, I will give you that. But
so, like,
if it wasn't for me beating the game, you never would have touched that game again.
Yeah,
you
so
a certain way that I beat it first, so you had to go back and play to beat it.
Yeah, so that has nothing to do with it. Me playing that had nothing to do with the definitive edition. Like the definitive edition is recent. I was mentioning Recore as in like we started. It came out September 2016. I stopped and I ain't beat it until this year. So yeah, so that's. But
I just think if you don't have that game beat by the end of the year, you'll never beat it.
No, I don't think so.
Bro, you're probably never gonna beat it because you're gonna get out of the rhythm of the game, and you're gonna think about the game, and you're gonna be like, I really don't want to go back to that.
No.
It literally takes me like 30 minutes to get. It's
gonna give me like a refresh. Usually, when I put down games for a long time and I start playing a game, and I feel like I'll probably be better.
No,
going into it, after it's all forgotten about.
This game is all about rhythm. Once you get out of the rhythm, you're gonna be trash.
Yep. Hey, has anybody else ever experienced this? Like you be stuck at the game like a motherfucker. And you take a break, and you come back to it, and it's like a breeze.
It's because your blood pressure ain't going up, and you ain't about to die of a heart attack.
Because the muscle memory is more downloaded in your brains. I mean, like the Call of Duty remaster, the Mile High Challenge, which is hard. I tried for like a whole day to do it. Went to bed, got up next morning, did it on my second try.
Damn.
I mean, when it comes down to it, kid, if you play it, you don't play it. I ain't gonna give you a hard time, but I do think you need. I would.
Come on, kid, you gotta do it, man. Kid
Smooth to beat Cuphead before the end of next week.
Nah. Well, before then, I got too much stuff coming up between now and then. Like I said, I'll be lucky to beat it before the end of the calendar year. But
what do you have coming up between now and the 28th?
I'm moving.
It's Disney Adventure. Oh,
and I have to find some time to take time off of work. And
I thought it was for the Disney Adventures game.
I gotta put my kids in school, all that crap. And I work a full-time job, like a straight full-time job. I got an hour and a half commute there, and an hour to 2 hours commute back. So it's like you guys think I'm just sitting on my ass. Like I'll come home.
Nobody's saying like, you sitting on your ass. We just want you to be Cuphead.
Play anywhere. You could just play it on your computer.
I don't have a traveling computer. What the hell? Like, my computers at work ain't running no games. they barely run the software that it was meant to run.
Man. If I ain't never seen someone duck a game,
I am not. How did I duck a game if I was there for day one? I played it. I just stopped. It's like I'm doing what I do with any other game.
It sounds very ducking. Like I got a job. I got.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. I'm not gonna sit there for the time that I do have off. And play. I want to play something that I'm going to enjoy for the moment. Like I'll play NBA Live, beat somebody's ass in NBA Live, get my enjoyment for the night. All right, I'm going to bed. Cuphead, I need to do on like a day off or a couple days off. Like where I was like, you know what? If I get furious, I still have time to make that furious time up. You know what I mean? I don't have to be mad for the whole day.
But you did tweet out day one for Disney Pixar, right? You did day one.
What the hell does that have to do with Cuphead? I day one Cuphead.
It doesn't sound like you want to play Cuphead.
No. It's not that I don't want to play. I don't mind. This is what it is. I don't want to pressure myself or have pressure to beat Cuphead if there's no. I don't have a deadline to beat it. Like you know what I mean? That's what I don't. I don't want to put a deadline on myself to beat the game.
So there's no enjoyment.
Smooth. When you talk about a game like it's an assignment your boss assigned you, you don't want to play it.
That's what I was going to say. Like Cuphead exposed me. Cuphead exposed me because I was one of those people that be like, man, I can't. I got this to do. I got this to do. I got a flight to catch. I got all this shit going on. I ain't got time to be finishing all these damn games. But playing Cuphead made me fucking want to play. It made me want to finish it.
I wanted to play. I put off Cuphead for like a day and a half. Like I just didn't feel like it. It's okay, but like
I put out Cup after I beat the robot and I started fighting the dice dude for about 10-15 minutes. I literally didn't play the game for 3 days. I forced myself to beat it today.
Yeah, I'll force myself to beat it eventually.
Eventually, I just don't think that's happening.
Why? Because I didn't see. The thing is, that's like I understand. Like, if you don't beat the game in a week, you're not going to beat it ever. I haven't beat every game I played or beaten it was not beaten in a week.
If a game doesn't get beat in 2 to 3 weeks, it becomes a backlog, and we all know that backlog don't get visited. We literally just cut backlog off after a certain amount of games. And
that's what BG said. I don't believe that.
Dude, I ain't touched like 15 games. I haven't even gotten past the Far Cry Primal title screen on my Xbox.
Well, Far Cry Primal is ass. That's why. But like games like Cuphead, I feel like I said like, how I treated it with Recore, how I treated it with other games that I end up picking back up and just started playing for weeks, for like weeks in and weeks out or something like that, and I just do it. It's like when there's like I don't want to put the pressure on myself. I don't know why there's this pressure now to beat the game like now. I got my rest of my life to beat the game.
I've never heard someone refer to beat the game that they have the rest of their life.
Kids, it'll be like Xbox X2, and kids will be like, I can't wait to play it on my X2.
No, I mean I'm not waiting for the X to play.
Xbox is gonna come out. He's like, dude, it carries over. I can play it there.
Yeah, I'd like to play. I'd like to honestly like to beat it before the X come out, but yeah, I don't. There's no ducking or stuff. I just really haven't sat down and played. I feel like the last time I played it was my last day off. Honestly, actually, yeah, that's when I played it. My last day off is when I played it. Nobody got time to be stressed out.
I mean, to be fair, Kid Smooth does have a reason to duck this game. He almost died playing.
He did almost die, yeah. He did. That can't be going on. He'll miss all the exclusives.
All right.
Maybe someone that's in the comment section could donate to that Weapon Wheel Patreon and make him play that game.
How you gonna make? No, that doesn't. Never mind. Anyway, is there any questions for the chat? I don't want to hold people up. Hope you guys hold you guys up, too late and stuff like that. So I just want to see if there's any questions before we head out. Before we get out of here for the night.
Any questions?
All right. So nothing. All right. Other than some slight messages in there.
Yeah, you realize some of those comments are going to be related to you not playing Cuphead.
Well, I played it. I just didn't beat it.
If he didn't pretend he was something he wasn't, he wouldn't get the same with BG. Same with BG. The hell you talking about, nigga? I don't pretend to be nothing.
Kid Uncharted on Crushing Again or beat Cuphead? Which one, kid?
See, it would be Cuphead because Cuphead I get bored with Uncharted after a while. Cuphead it's something new. It's still fresh.
Well, why someone just randomly put Jimmy's name in the comment section?
Yeah, it's really random. But I want to say thank you to BG aka Weapon Will for coming through today. I'm thankful for your presence on Planet Xbox today. Right. So, what you've done would not be forgotten. So, shout out to BG, Weapon Will for appearing on Planet Xbox. I'm about to get out of here. Panda, for those asking for Panda, she had to work today, so I'm sure she'll be back next week.
Oh, the best part is now Jimmy.
Fuck out of here.
Slip it, Jimmy.
I don't know what they're talking about. That's why they give you shit every week. If you just said I play what I want, niggas wouldn't. What the fuck is this guy talking about? I swear, some of y'all just type shit just to move y'all fingers. I just feel like moving y'all fingers sometimes and ducking games. See, let me say something, right? Some of y'all are fucking retarded. Y'all gotta realize, listen, y'all gotta realize not everything that comes out of people's mouths just because they on the podcast is true. Y'all think just because Hard Eight or whoever or Jack joke about me dropping games, putting games down, doesn't mean it's fucking true. It's a joke. Stop truly believing this shit. Like y'all really think like all this shit they say is true. It's not true. Shut up. Like that shit bothers me. Y'all really be thinking. Y'all probably think wrestling and reality shows is real too. Y'all don't think
a whole podcast about someone triggering BG.
Like, gullible people just believe anything. I'm done.
Shit.
Rant over. All right, Jazz, let them know where they can find you.
Yep, you just find me on the Twitter at Jez7780. That's where I am.
Cycle.
It's a Cycle Gamer. Catch me on Twitter.
All right, BG.
Oh, yeah. Check out Weapon Wheel.
And Addict.
What's going on, you guys? Where's the blue-haired girl? People are thirsty, man. They thirsty.
Yeah. Anyway, and that is it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can catch Planet Xbox episode 18 on iTunes and SoundCloud. I'll try to have that uploaded for you guys tonight. And check us back next week. It should be still on Tuesday, like I said, till the end of October, and then November will be on Wednesdays. So thank you guys for watching Skid Smooth. Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you happen to be watching this on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here.